Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to show 29 of the Hippie Pastor, your servant in God. Today we're going to continue with the saga of Bolivia and what happened to the Hippie Pastor there, which was something really big, which will explain a lot of things about the Christianity in its essence, so contrary to Jesus Christ himself. Ladies and gentlemen, before I continue, I want to say something that's been on my mind that I think is very important for our young people to hear. When I was a young person, many moons ago, being a tattletale in school, being a tattletale was considered a rat. A tattletale, a rat, a snitch, was not considered a virtue. Actually, it was considered something very negative. They put you on the list. They said, oh, this guy's a tattletale. He's got a big mouth. He's a snitch. He's a rat. Way back then, the guys didn't have a problem with the penal experience, and they kept their mouths shut. Now, everyone wants to go witness protection, and they blah, 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 blah. You can't even stop them from talking. They'll rat on everybody. And in school too, I've seen, now school children are encouraged to tattletale, to tell. Before, that was not considered a virtue. It was considered something negative. So, there's a balance to everything, of course. There's certain situations, But then there's other situations that we're going a little overboard with it. I've seen on television in the United States, in kiddie hour, when the kids are watching cartoons, they'll have a little interruption and show a package of marijuana on the TV screen to the little children and say, if you see this in your house, in your daddy's room, in your mommy's room, in their dresser, please call us, and here's a phone number so we can help you. We want to help your mom and your dad. Please call us if you find this green weed inside your parents' bedroom. They actually encourage children to do that. And guess what? All they want to do is separate the children from the parents, and off they go to social services to become real criminal. I said my piece. Now, let's get it on. Okay, I was in La Paz, Bolivia. I was in Santa Cruz, where they had all these beautiful women, young women, and I was reading these writings of David Berg saying that, you should use sex to win people to Jesus Christ. Blah, blah, blah. I had all these girlfriends. I wasn't getting as much sex as you might imagine, but, hey, I was on a roll. I was playing the game. I was getting a little sex here. It was beautiful. I was experiencing love. I really needed a female. I'm not homosexual. Nothing against my homosexual friends. I'm heterosexual. I need the touch of a female. Some female. Please touch me. Anyway, having said that, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, top leadership from Lima, I told you already that in Lima was the top leadership of the Children of God Family of Love and Family International. We're in Lima. And the son-in-law of the founder of the organization of the Family International, the son-in-law was in Lima with his wife. And he sent one of his underlings and his underling's wife and children to Bolivia to go check things out because there were complaints about me being an independent thinker, questioning things, doing things, being more than just a robot follower. So this made them uncomfortable, and they were sending reports to the Lima leadership about this character, me, getting out of line. I wasn't nasty. I was with all the love in my heart, but they didn't like people who came up with their own ideas or showed some initiative. So anyway, they sent a couple of Americans. I think they're from Texas. He's a musician. And they had babies and blah, blah, blah. And they came, the top leadership. And the guy came to the house and put me in a room and condemned me, doomed me to hell, fire, he asked me how to watch that some girl some lady friend had given me who owned a jewelry store. And he said, "Where did you get that watch? Who did you fuck?" He said, "Who did you fuck to get that watch?" Quote, unquote words. Remember Jubal? Remember Jubal and Jared? Who'd you fuck to get that watch? So, man, and you guess what? He really did curse the watch, because after that, the watch stopped working. I'm not kidding you. And then he was very nasty, and he said, you know, there was a back room, which was the maid's quarters in the patio, and he said, "You're going to stay in that room alone, closed. Your meals will be brought to you until you change and have a change of heart. And you can have the Bible and all the mole letters so you can read and pray and get down on your knees and really ask God to change you, your attitude and your independence and your independent thinking. And you will be in that room until we say so." So, and then they left Santa Cruz and went somewhere else. And I guess they would occasionally call. Supposedly it was going to be for a week, maybe 2 weeks at the most. Oh, and while he was there, I was only allowed out of the room to wash his wife's diapers. I mean, the diapers of her babies. She would leave all her shit diapers outside in the laundry room, and when nobody was around, I was not allowed to talk with anyone. I would have to go there and wash all her diapers, because, you know, she was kind of tired. And so that was my deal. And my meals were brought to me. They did feed me. Well, 1 week ended up becoming 2 months. You heard it correctly. 2 months. For 8 weeks, I was in that room, was not allowed to contact or talk with anyone. After 2 months went by, and I was just wondering about my future, they had me hitchhike. They said, "Okay, now you're free from the room. You will hitchhike to La Paz, Bolivia, from Santa Cruz to La Paz, through the highest altitudes you could imagine, without a penny." They sent me without a penny, although my family back in the States was sending a monthly bill, a monthly check to pay for the rent of that house. Yet I was not given a penny. They said, "You go hitchhike." And I got a ride on the back of an old truck, a giant, you know, a big semi-truck with a bunch of Indians from the area that ride in the back, and they all keep themselves warm from the freeze, you know, by sleeping together and you know, huddling. And I did that, exactly that, huddled with all these Indian women and everything, and we made it alive to La Paz, Bolivia. When I arrived to La Paz, Bolivia, I thought, oh, wow, now finally I'm free. I learned my lesson, who knows what. No, they put me in another room and told me I was not allowed to speak with anyone for 2 weeks, 2 more weeks. And after 2 weeks, they said, "We have decided that you are not army material, that you're not a warfare, spiritual warfare material for the Lord's army. And we're going to, you should call home in the States and have them send you your ticket so you can go back to the States and leave this organization, which you are not the kind of people we want in our organization." And man, that was the most beautiful words I heard in a long time. I was so happy. Freedom at last. Out of here. Yes, I agree with him. I am not one of you people. I am not one of you people. Family International, Children of God organization. I am not one of you people. And so they had me on the airplane, and I made it to the States, to Miami, to my relatives, my mom, my brothers. And oh man, was I so happy to be out of that thing, man. I grabbed all those letters from Moses David and burned them. And it was a traumatic experience. I went to see a psychologist, a psychiatrist, but I stopped because the psychiatrist said I was hearing voices. I never told the psychiatrist I was hearing voices. I told the psychiatrist that I found God. But the psychiatrist wanted to turn it around and said, "Well, since when have you been hearing these voices?" I didn't say I was hearing any voices. I said I had an experience with God. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm out of here. I got to go. I'm kind of busy today. I'd like to stay and chat. Soon you will find out what happened in America to the hippie pastor. After this traumatic experience in the Family International Children of God organization, I love you all. I love God. I'm thankful. I forgive all my enemies. I embrace you. Thanks.